am Donna and this is Budget Friendly Cooking. This is a place where I prepare simple, healthy, and beautiful looking dishes. So if you're looking for something like that, you stick around, make sure you subscribe, and I will share recipes every week. So today we're gonna make pork kebabs, which is ground pork with some herbs and spices. And I have here marinated pork, just cut up pieces of pork in white wine, a little bit of salt and pepper, and yellow onions, which I did yesterday, and it smells so good. So I'm gonna grind it in my grinder, and we're gonna add a little bit of parsley and cilantro just for the flavor. And traditionally we add berberries in this mixture, which is kind of dried fruit, which is a little tart and sweet, but I'm gonna replace it with dried cranberries because it's not easy to find it. I could order it from nuts.com or Amazon, but I want to make it easy for everybody. I want everybody to do these recipes. That's why I picked cranberries, because it's kind of the same flavor profile. And I'm going to chop it kind of smaller than this. And this is unsweetened, so it's like kind of tart and sweet. I'm grinding this meat, the pork, together with the onions and herbs, because these are marinated in wine and I want all the flavor in. And my pork kebabs. So the meat was about 1.5 pounds. Make it faster. Come on. Have to cover it sometimes, so it just splashes all the meat and onions. All right, that's good. All right, that is perfect. Okay, we have our ground pork. So the secret of making the kebabs is you have to make them sticky. So the way you make them sticky is either you knead them like for about 5 or 10 minutes, or you can, put this meat in a food processor and just, kind of pulse it a few times, or you can grind it a couple of times. I'm gonna grind it like second time right now, and then I'm gonna knead that so that it's like very sticky, because what you do with that, okay, it's noisy, I know. So I'm gonna stop talking, finish the grinding, and then explain. Second time, go in. So after grinding a couple of times, I want to knead this to make this meat mixture kind of sticky. If you don't have a meat grinder, you can chop your meat finely and then put it in a food processor and just kind of pulse and make it like sticky mixture. If you don't have a food processor, then just buy the ground pork, and that's it. You just knead it with some herbs and spices, and that will be it. But if you have all those utensils and equipment, like the meat grinder or food processor, that'll be helpful, because the essential part to make a flavorful kebabs is to marinate it in advance, like in wine and salt and pepper and onion, and then grind it. That smells good and that kind of looks good. And why we have to knead and make it sticky is that that goes into the steaks, skewers, and when it's sticky, it does not fall off. Right now, today, we're gonna either make it on the skillet, or if I feel like setting up the fire and having some coals, and maybe we put it over the coals. So we'll see. All right, so that actually looks good. Oh, there is my phone. Somebody's texting me, but it's okay. So that actually looks good. So I'm gonna chop my dried cranberries and add that to the mixture. Cranberries are like smaller than the cranberries, and I don't want big chunks of the cranberries in my pork kebabs. Okay, I'm gonna take about this amount. And it's up to you. You can make bigger, you can make smaller. We just, give a little shape like that. And if you are going to, you know, cook them on the fire, you'd probably do that, like put them on the skewers. This is wood skewers. I usually soak them in the water in advance, but right now I'm just gonna do it on the skillet, okay? So I don't need to do that, but the shape of the kebabs are kind of like that, okay? All right, I'm gonna make those ready, and let's see how many we can make out of this 1.5 pounds pork. Okay, there's 2. Sometimes I use chicken for that. Chicken is really good too. I use like boneless, skinless chicken thighs, and it has a lot of fat, and it's very juicy and tender and succulent. Oh my God, it's so delicious with chicken. I love it. All right, 2, 3. I think I'm gonna make 5. 5 will be good. Right, David? All right, that'll be our dinner or lunch. What is between lunch and dinner? Like, you know, breakfast and lunch is brunch. Is there any word for lunch and dinner? Happy hour. Yes, it is. It's happy hour. It's called happy hour. All right, this is 4. And yes, 5. 5. So out of 1 pound, I guess you can make 4 beautiful kebabs, and they are gorgeous. They are gorgeous. I didn't put too much herbs because I wanted to get the flavor of the meat itself. Okay. Our pan is nice and hot, and I'm gonna cook those guys. How about we cook 3 here and save those 2 for the fire? Okay, we can do that. Yeah, let's do that. Smells so good already. All right, we're gonna cook this on each side for about 3-4 minutes. So we'll just see, like on medium low heat. Then we have to make sure that they are cooked from outside and they are cooked inside as well. So we can stay here and just use a couple of forks to move them when they are done, about in 2 minutes or so. See like how they change the color when they get cooked. All right, I'm not gonna touch it for about 2-3 minutes. So while my kebabs are cooking, I'm gonna make this tomato sauce. That is kind of a traditional condiment for the kebabs. So I have a little bit of cilantro and parsley here, and 1 scallion, what is that? Okay, we don't want that part. Okay. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna add those red onions too, because I like the flavor of red onions here. There, and I have tomato sauce, just a plain tomato sauce here, and and I'm gonna add a little bit of water to that, just a little bit, just a little bit. So my dad used to make this sauce, and it was so good. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt to that. That we were using it on everything, and it's good, especially over these kebabs. I'm not gonna serve you, David, with those. Add a little bit of black pepper. Freshly ground, always. Never use pre-ground black pepper, guys, please. Hey, we burned this part a little bit, but it's okay. It's all the flavor. So I'm kind of moving them around And so maybe I'm gonna turn the temperature down a little bit so that we make sure that they are cooked inside. Okay, and cook another 2 minutes. Make sure you stay here because we pretty much are done. So you can have a glass of wine or port while you're waiting for your pork kebabs. So good. All right, I think I burned them a little bit, but you know what? It's better to kind of burn from outside, but they are definitely cooked inside. And I have those beautiful flatbreads that are served traditionally with the kebabs. I made them this morning. Just flour, baking powder, and kefir, and they were done in 10 minutes. Very easy, very simple, but very essential. All right, what we do with that, so we're gonna sprinkle a little bit of red onions here, and very important, sumac spices, the ground up sumac. That is Middle Eastern spice and very popular in those kebabs. And this tomato sauce that I made with some herbs. There you go. That's perfect. Oh, I have to turn this off. And then kind of, I'm gonna do a little more onions. And then you kind of wrap this guy and then you just bite on it. I'm gonna do that. Okay, this is a little extra dough here. Messy. So good. Yes, it is cooked inside. Really messy. Sorry guys. That's fantastic. It's so good. Alright guys. Alright, what can I say? It's worth to try. It took me about 30 minutes from start to finish. I'm not including the marinating process, of course, but it's really easy and it's delicious, and it's fun to make those. So make sure you make that, make sure you subscribe, and I will see you next week. Oh, Marjos.